Sabouts, and Rogueliker.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Dwarf Fortress, episode 9 for the series. I will be your host, Sabouts. Once again, for the next 2 episodes, the fortress is now back under my control, and I'd have to say that Rogueliker left us off in a pretty awesome spot last time, and the reason for that being that we got some elves. We had elves show up during Rogueliker's during the 2 times that, the 2 episodes that he had for the Fort 4. So he did some trading already, and he pretty much got everything of value. I already looked over what they had, and there was really nothing. So if you watched his videos, you'll know that he pretty much got everything. He got lots of barrels, lots of wood. So we're sitting pretty good. That unintentionally rhymed. We're sitting pretty good right now. Really, there's not all too much we need to do. However, I will say that I'm going to continue to go through and clean up the fort, as that is something that I'm paying particular attention to, as well as organizing everything, because that's kind of something that I've adopted as my own child, is organizing and setting up the fort. But it's looking pretty good. We definitely need some bedrooms going. These dwarves do not have their own bedrooms, and I'm telling you what, that's gonna end up being a mistake at some point. But I do want to go ahead and get everything cleaned up, because that's super important as well. And down here's our mine, so I'm not as worried about that, though I will work on getting some more gems, which is something that I'm doing, because gems are actually, if you cut gems, they're actually a really good early game trade item. So that is the plan. Rogueliker also has sort of tasked me out with attempting to get an axe, so we kind of need to try to focus on building an axe, which means I'm going to want to build a sort of smithing area somewhere, as I'm not really sure where. I would have probably have put it 1 floor down, but he started the mines right there, so, and then the way this is set up, there's really no place to put a smithing area, at least not a safe place for one. So I could probably honestly just put it right here in this area. I don't see why not. Yeah, it's really not that much of an issue. Who is that? Oh, also speaking of people, he didn't tell me whether or not we got more migrants, and if we did, do they have names? Alright, so here's all of our dwarves. We've got 3 people without nicknames. I don't know. I think those are the 3 that I left him. I'm still alive, so that's pretty good. If you guys want, you can pause the game real quick, and for those of you that have been added to the fort, now's a good chance to see if you're still alive, because I do not know. It's hard sometimes to keep track of people that die. I don't think we've lost anybody just yet, but this is where we sit right now, so things are looking pretty good. Until I actually start messing around with the fort, I'm not really going to fully know who's alive, who needs what, and what we've got going on. We've got traps here. A problem that somebody brought up is that the caravan cannot pass through the trap. So luckily elves don't use caravans. However, when we do have humans or dwarves show up again, they're not going to be able to pass over these traps to get to the trade depot. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to move the trade depot probably outside for now until maybe I think of something a little bit more creative. But as of now, the trade depot will probably have to be outside. Or does it have to be outside? Yeah, I think it has to be outside. I was thinking about adding it maybe off of here and just keeping it inside, but then adding like a 3x area. Because what I want to do is I'd like to be able to make it so that way, if what happens is, so let me better explain this. If you have traders at your trade depot, they usually show up with armed guards. However, it's still very possible for a goblin siege or some type of, forgotten beast to show up and just completely wipe out that trade caravan. If you don't protect the trade caravan, it's very, very possible that they will all die, and then the dwarves or the humans or the elves or whoever you're trading with at the time that dies pretty much says, all right, you don't want to protect our trade caravans. We're done trading with you, and they won't ever show up again. That could be a huge problem. So if there's a way for me to build it so I can close off the trade depot area if we get sieged or something, that could be extremely beneficial, which is kind of why I almost want to keep the trade depot inside. Now, that's the part where I'm kind of like, well, if I put it off to the side here, that might not be a bad idea, because then I could eventually over time build a drawbridge in front of it. So that way I can get my dwarves inside, raise the drawbridge here, and then raise the drawbridge for the trade caravan, so that way they don't just get mauled to death. So that's sort of a possibility. I have a couple ideas of how to do it. I'm going to go ahead and clean up this area over here, because if I do it, this is where I'm going to do it. So yeah, I'm going to clean this area up, and then I can kind of ponder it over on how I actually want to do it. But yes, an axe. We need an axe. And can I gather plants, or is everything pretty much gone? It looks like everything is pretty much gone. So a smithing area. This is the kitchen area. Oh yeah, we needed to set some other stuff up too. What was it? It would be, we need to set certain things to not be used, and I'm trying to remember where it was. Was it orders? No. Wasn't stockpile, set building tasks, view rooms, view items and buildings, view units. Status. Kitchen. Here we go. We've got to set certain things to not be plump helmets. We do not want plump helmets cooked. We only want to brew them. If we cook them, we don't get seeds. If we brew them, we do. I believe that's how that goes. So we want to definitely not cook those. I'm not going to make any meals anyways. I'm just going to continue to brew booze. Which we don't actually have plants supposedly to brew. So hopefully that'll set us up for a little bit better success with the plump helmets. Which, are we even growing plump helmets on any of these? Oh, it says we have no seeds. Hopefully that changes. I do not want to die. Okay, we've got a smelter there. So if we wanted to, we need to find, what we need to find is coal, I believe. What is that? Wall. Okay, we need to find coal. Oh, some migrants have arrived. How many we got? 1, 2, 3, a duck, 4, 5, 6, 7, a sheep, a cow, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I'll check all that later. It looks like they're going to keep coming. A lot of animals too. Oh boy, I might have to start butchering some of these animals. Oh, we need to get bedrooms going too, like big time. Alright, I'm all over the place right now. Let's get some more bedrooms dug. Here goes door, bed, chest, dresser, bed. So not this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So go through and mark some more bedrooms out, even though we haven't even really assigned them as bedrooms yet. We'll just do that like that for now, and then I'll kind of figure out how else I want to do that. Okay, we need to dig deeper because we need to find some type of source of fuel. It's basically all we need right now to actually get some stuff going. Wait, what's this? Oh, hornblende wall. I got excited for a second. Granite and microcline tetradite hornblende. I thought for a second that was coal. It looked like it. Mica, granite. I don't really know what coal looks like, but we'll know when we see it. So I guess the only logical thing to do would be to create more up downstairs, a couple down, and see if we find some coal. Aventine, because that's going to be our only salvation for getting some stuff going. We have way too many dwarves sitting around. That should be all of them, though. Oh, there's still more coming, or at least animals. Holy crap. Okay, that should be everybody. So let's go ahead and take a look real quick and see how many we got. Oh my god. We're gonna die. There's no way in hell we're gonna be able to support these many people. We don't even have remotely even close to enough food and booze to support this many people. Wow, 26? Are you kidding me? Is that a kid? 3 years old. This could be a problem. That is way too many dwarves way too quickly. I don't even know where to begin. Oh boy. Okay, anything in particular that's eye-catching. This could take a while. We're gonna have to do this a little bit at a time. Well, we could use more miners, and we've got a couple dwarves here that are good at it. Or that we got one that's good at it, and we can. Did he come with a pickaxe or anything? I don't really know. Oh boy. Should be a way to see equipment. I'd have to probably go actually look at them. We could set a couple people up for mining, but that's probably more than enough for now. I've got a lot of you guys I want to add, but I'll do that off camera. And wow, that's pretty much. This is pretty much going to get everybody into the fort. So everybody looks like they're going to get a dwarf. I don't see anybody with any particular like legendary skills. What about military? Oh, we got some marks dwarves, a couple shield users and armor users. And then, yeah, we got some pikemen, a spear dwarf, an axe dwarf, some hammer dwarf. Batik has like a ton of kills. He's got 36 kills. None of these guys came with any kills. Wow, 36 kills. What an animal. 4 ostriches, 4 giant ticks, 3 giant ravens, giant moths, a buzzard, a falcon, a jaguar, a wolverine man. Wow, he's quite the animal. And none of these guys really came with good social skills. Boy, that's a lot of friggin' people. Anybody who's good at being a doctor. Where is that? Right here. We do. You're a bone doctor and you're good at wound dressing. So why don't we just set you up to do a bunch of these things? We don't want to... Why don't we just set these guys both up to be like doctors? And then what else are you? That's it, right? So you can just be a doctor. And you're an animal trainer, which you can do on the side. And a dyer, sure, fine. We'll just leave that. Okay, I'll have to mess around with a lot more of that later. I don't really have the time to be sitting there staring at that screen. But we have way too many dwarves, and they are not even close to all being busy enough. So if only my mining dwarves weren't so busy doing what they're doing. Okay, we are picking some plump helmets. Hopefully we can get some seeds or something out of that if we brew them. I really think we're screwed, but we're going to find out and see how it goes. Go ahead and set that up to be dumped because there's definitely enough dwarves now to keep us busy. We've got the mining going on, but I don't really know. I don't have enough pickaxes. That's the problem. And until I find coal, I'm kind of in trouble. Look, I don't have enough miners. That's really the huge problem. Wait, can I not? I should be able to burn wood logs for coal, right? That should be a thing. Right? There should be a way to do that. Maybe that's the masterwork mod I'm thinking. Tanner shop, craft or siege, mechanic, still, farmer, ashery. No. Maybe does an ashery make coal though too? It needs empty barrel. Well, we don't have an empty barrel. And as soon as I make a wooden barrel, it'll probably get used. Can I empty out one of these barrels maybe? Actually, why don't I go ahead and make a bunch of, while I'm at it, since we don't have any, we don't really have the wood to be doing it. Where is my carpenter? Or my masons, that's what I want. Why don't we make some, wait, is it the masons I want? I basically want to make some pots, like some rock pots. I think it's the craft dwarf. No, it's definitely not the, actually we can make rock pots here, I think. Rock pot. But he's got it making some rock scepters. Oh, we got all sorts of stuff going on. Lots of trade goods being made. At least it's keeping people busy. That's really all that matters. We don't want to mess with the carpenter. Make me some doors. And then I'm going to build another craft dwarf's workshop. Up here is fine for now. Definitely not out of wood logs. We'll use chalk because we have a lot of it. Because I want to get a bunch of rock pots made. Oh, this is a mess. Like, seriously, this is a huge mess. Because we have so many dwarves, they're just all sitting around. We're going to freaking... Oh, we're probably going to die of starvation. The worst thing is to have dwarves that are just sitting around. It really is one of the worst things. I do want to start cleaning up some stuff. I want to start moving some of these workshops off to the side. So we got a metalsmith, mechanics workshop, and a jeweler's. So all the gems are in there. We've got this kind of all set up down here, but I do want to get food and drink moved down in here. So the fishery can stay here. The kitchen, the butcher shop. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the fishery over here. So how did I build this? 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. So 2, 3, right? Nope, it went like this. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm trying to get everything organized. The fishery and the butchers can go over there, so that way I can move I want to move the still down by the kitchen. What are you making? Preparing raw fish, okay. I need more pickaxes. I could keep my dwarves better gainfully employed if I had more pickaxes. I might as well make some statues too. Alright, and I seem to have had a little bit of an issue there recording the last couple minutes of the episode, so I do apologize. It kind of seemed to cut off really randomly there. Basically, I accidentally hit my hotkey set up for recording, and I stopped recording the video, but I kept recording audio, and I wasn't paying attention. I didn't realize it, and so that kind of sucks, and you guys missed something sort of happening. That was kind of a big deal, but don't worry, it actually wasn't that big of a deal, and I'll explain why. It's going to sound like a big deal, but then you'll understand why it really wasn't. Basically, what you guys missed that I ended up losing the recording to was a were-hyena showed up, and I was panicking, and I was like, oh my god, we're dead, and I raised the door to our little drawbridge there to our fort, and the were hyena just ran over and slaughtered a bunch of animals and then ran off. So kind of exciting, but then again not exciting because the were hyena literally just left and after killing some animals, and that was pretty much it. Other than that, nothing else happened. So that's where we sit right now. So sorry it kind of cut it off abruptly there, but sometimes accidents happen while I was recording, and that was kind of a big accident I made. But like I said, you guys didn't really miss too much. Just that were hyena showing up, killing a bunch of animals, and then running off the map. And then that's when I realized I wasn't recording. So hopefully that guy doesn't come back. But other than that, we're pretty much all set to go for just pushing forward and trying to come up with some type of way to produce drink and food to take care of these 26 migrants we got. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see what happens with that. However, thank you guys for joining me. I do hope you enjoyed this episode, and I look forward to seeing you next time.